둘째 날입니다. 오늘은 12시에 해리포터 투어가 있고 그 전에 박물관 좀 둘러보다가 갈 생각이에요. 나는 가장 먼저 스코틀랜드 국립박물관으로 향했다. 이곳은 다양한 분야의 볼거리로 가득한 곳인데 입장료가 없다. 이건 특정 시간에만 작동하는 밀레니엄 시계탑. 박물관 방문 계획이 있다면 시간을 미리 확인한 후에 꼭 보는 것을 추천한다. 세계 최초의 체세포 복제동물로 유명한 복제양 돌리도 이곳에서 볼 수 있다. 보는 것뿐만 아니라 직접 몸으로 느낄 수 있는 체험형 공간도 정말 많았다. 그리고 멀리서부터 내 눈에 들어온 한복. 규모는 작았지만 한국 섹션도 있어서 너무 반가웠다. 하나하나 자세히 보려면 반나절은 투자해야 할 정도로 볼거리가 정말 많았기 때문에 나처럼 미술관이나 박물관 좋아하는 사람이라면 꼭 가보는 것을 적극 추천한다.
Welcome to the Potter Trail. Congratulations on finding us in this very grey and windy weather. I'm sure it will be absolutely enchanting no matter what happens. My name is Christine, as you will have seen from the Good Morning text. So our plan is that we are going to go around this area here called Old Town to start out with. We'll find out a little bit about how J.K. Rowling came to be in Edinburgh and what might have inspired her to start off writing these books. Then we are going to head into the Greyfriars Kirkyard. Some of you may have been in already. We are going to find a lot of things to do with the characters of the books in there. And then we will finish our tour on Victoria Street, which we believe to be the real-life Diagon Alley. Ooh. Yeah, it's a big ooh in that moment, always very appreciated. Let's go this way. Welcome to our first stop on the Potter Trail. The reason I have brought you to the National Museum of Scotland is because there is something in this building that was exactly replicated and used in the first film. It is the Lewis chessmen. The wizarding chess set are based on the Lewis chessmen, which is a very famous old chess set that was found on the Isle of Lewis, which is a little island off the west coast of Scotland. We believe they were carved in Norway, probably on their way down to Ireland. They got shipwrecked there, probably, and then they eventually ended up in this museum here. They were also in the museum in London, the British Museum. Welcome to Old College. This is, as the name suggests, the oldest bit of the University of Edinburgh. It is now just the law school, but this is where the University of Edinburgh all started. The reason I've brought you through here is one, because it looks really pretty. It looks like the colleges that they filmed Hogwarts at, although no filming happened in Edinburgh. But the main reason is it's nicer than walking past the bins, which is the other option to get to our stop, so we might as well enjoy the view. Cafe. Now the name of the cafe where J.K. Rowling wrote basically all of the first book is the Nicholson Cafe, which you cannot see because it has changed its name to Chinese Restaurant. The reason she chose this cafe in particular, one, because it's very close to the university, but also because her brother-in-law, Diane's husband, owned that cafe, and so it was a nice place where she could do her work and not have to buy too many coffees to justify keeping her table. Now, has anybody seen a magical name at this stop? This is the house of William McGonagall, who we believe to be the namesake for Professor Minerva McGonagall. Now, William McGonagall, a bit of an odd man. He is famous for being our worst ever poet. Like, dreadful. He didn't care about metaphors, didn't use them, didn't count the number of syllables in his lines, didn't care. The only thing that mattered to him was forced rhymes at the end of each line. We're going to find out a little bit more about McGonagall later. Potter! Oh, yeah, there we go. You spied it, you spied
I know
it.
where this was from. It was when Dudley
Yes.
was bullying Harry.
Yeah.
And then the Dementors came.
Yes, exactly. Some people say that this underpass does look suspiciously like the spot where Harry and Dudley got attacked by Dementors. Interestingly, that was an alleyway in the books, but it became an underpass in the films. Now, this area is called Potter Row. As we can see on the sign, Potter Row Court is the underpass that takes people from this bit of Old Town through to all the university buildings without having to cross the busy road. We know she would have been back and forth through here basically every day getting to her lectures. But she has told in many interviews that Potter Row is not where she got the name Harry Potter. She said that the name Potter actually came from when she was a little kid. She lived next to two other children, and their names were Ian and Vicky Potter. And when they were little, her and Diane used to play wizards and witches in the garden with those two kids. So for her, the surname Potter has always been magical. And when she wanted to make a wizard, that was going to be his last name. That was the name origin for Potter. The name Harry, she said, was a very ordinary name, which is why it was a perfect fit. That was the story behind the name Harry Potter. This whole area is called Potter Row, so there's loads of buildings called Potter around here, but it is not, she said, the inspiration for Harry Potter. It is nice coming down here though, because it definitely looks like Dementors are about to attack. Alright, let's head down here for our next stop. The thing I want to show you here, folks, is this big castle building behind me. This is Teviot House, and this is the Edinburgh University Student Union building. It is the oldest purpose-built student union building in all of the UK. The reason I want to show it to you is because I think this is puzzle piece number 1 of 3 that makes up Hogwarts in Edinburgh. As I mentioned, the producers came across a lot before every film, and they took pictures of things that she told them were important for her. Teviot House was one of those places. Okay, now as you will have noticed, on our way over here, we had to wait a very long time at the traffic lights. It is at this point in the tour that I can let you know that I am in fact a real witch. And I have special dispensation from the Ministry of Magic to teach you how to do a very real spell that is going to help us change the traffic lights from green to red so that we can go across safely whenever we want. So, the spell is Rossio Lumos, and it is the same motion as Wingardium Leviosa. It's a swish and a flick. So if you'd like to practice that with me now, on the count of 3 we'll say Rossio Lumos. 1, 2, 3, Rossio Lumos. That is very good. You are excellent at this. We are going to be absolute pros. All right. 3, 2, 1, Rossio Lumos. Oh, I didn't do the right move. Come on, let's do it. Okay. That's very important. Oh my goodness, the title of my cake. Dark wizards are afoot. Okay. We are going to need to make this work. You want to come a little bit closer, leave space for people behind. Alright, so we want a swish and a flick movement. We want wide stance to make this work. Has everyone got their wands at the ready? Yes, everyone's going to be very loud and make this happen. The best thing about this spell is it works whenever we want it to. We just have to do it all together. So, Rossio Lumos! Yeah! Oh, we did it! Okay, one more guys, one more. Let's make sure it's real. Alright, I suspect not everybody said it. I'm going to get you taller people in the room. 3, 2, 1.
Rossio Lumos.
Yeah! 100% real magic. Okay, let's head into the graveyard for a bit of peace and quiet. Let's go.
And then change our mind like usual.
Alright, I've brought you to a graveyard in the middle of the day, and I promise I'm not a weirdo. The reason I brought you to a graveyard is because we think that this is one very particular graveyard from the books. Okay, we are at puzzle piece number 2 of 3 that I believe makes up Hogwarts in Edinburgh, and that is George Heriot's School behind me. We know that when J.K. Rowling was writing here in 1993, not only was she writing down these beautiful descriptions of buildings, but she was also doing a lot of sketching of important locations in the books. The 2 main locations were Hogwarts and Diagon Alley. So in her sketch of Hogwarts, it looked a lot like this school. And this school happens to be a big rectangle with a tower on each corner, so it's a beautiful match there. Another lovely thing about this school is that the house colours are exactly the same as those at Hogwarts. So in Hogwarts, we know we have red, green, blue and yellow, and at this school it is just the same. Okay, let's head up to this grave just here. We are back with our old friend, William McGonagall. We know about him, we know his absurd story of being a poet for all of his life. Okay, it's now time to be like Harry and Hermione in the final book, rummaging through Godric's Hollow graveyard to find the names of some very important people. So let's go down this way. One on the left and the one on the right towards the bottom. See if you can spy any magical last names that you might recognize from the later books. The Scrimgeour family, we think that this was the name she chose for her Minister for Magic in the final book. Okay, there's another gravestone we simply must see. So let's head around the corner here. Welcome. This gravestone. You may recognize the names on this grave. I think everybody recognizes the names on this gravestone. Well done. We have not just one Thomas Riddle, but 2 Thomas Riddles. Just like in the books and the films, Voldemort is named after his Muggle father, who in turn was named after his Muggle father. They came from a very wealthy Muggle family, and we have the same here. I know this is a great spot to get photos. You've got your wands at the ready, so you will want to aim them. And then once you've got the whole group together, we will head off for our next stop. But please take your time to get whatever photos you like. And I will be waiting around the corner. Some of you may have spied on this grave behind me. It says, "Plate stolen, Sirius Black." This has never been a Sirius Black grave. This is someone with a Sharpie and too much time on their hands. But yes, this missing grave, someone took the opportunity to write Sirius Black in there. Alright, we are at our final puzzle piece that makes up Hogwarts. Now, on J.K. Rowling's sketches, Hogwarts is always on a big rock. So yes, we think that Hogwarts was inspired in some part by Edinburgh Castle, which characteristically has this giant rock called Castle Rock that it sits on top of. The thing I'm going to show you is actually just beyond the walls of this graveyard. It is those boarded up windows right there, and that is the Elephant House Cafe, and that's where J.K. Rowling wrote books 2 to 4. If you've gone around the front of it, you'll see they have a sign that says the birthplace of Harry Potter out front. But we are all experts now, and we know that it is not the birthplace of Harry Potter. We know that on the train on the way from London to Manchester. Now there is one stop we don't have time to visit on our tour, and that is the Balmoral Hotel. Yes, it's a little bit far, but that is where she finished up the book. She finished writing the final book at the Balmoral Hotel in a suite. Welcome to Victoria Street. As I said, we think this is the real life Diagon Alley. The reason we think that is because her sketch for Diagon Alley matches it so closely. We were back down by that fountain. If you look up at this road from that fountain and compare it to a sketch that she put up on her Twitter in 2012, then you will see exactly the same picture. The same curve in the road, the same shape of rooftops, and the same shop spacing all along this road. We think this is the Diagon Alley she had in her mind. Congratulations, folks. You made it to the end of the tour. Give yourselves a huge round of applause. Very well done. If you have enjoyed yourself, I hope you have. I would love to mention the fact we do accept tips at the end. It is a pay what you can thing. We have a very simple system. If you have money, we would like it. The average paid walking tour in Edinburgh is, as I said at the start, between £15 and £20 per person, but really whatever you can afford, we'd be grateful to accept. Thank you very much for coming on the tour. Thank you very much. Just shove it in there. Yeah, excellent work, excellent work. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. And if you would like to do a card, that's absolutely fine. All right, if you want to choose whichever one you'd like to do. And then I have to tap card, and there we go. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming on the tour.
Thank you. 네, 투어 마쳤고요. 영어를 좀 잘 알아듣고 해리포터에 진짜 완전 미쳐있는 상황이었으면 훨씬 더 재밌을 것 같다는 그런 생각이 듭니다. 단편 다 보고 하긴 했는데 영화로만 들었지 책은 읽지 않았거든요. 해리포터를 좋아한다면 한 번쯤 들어보는 걸 추천합니다. For food. Yeah.
One, yeah? Get here when they're ready.
스코틀랜드는 생선이 또 유명하다고 하니까 먹어봐야겠죠. 연어 조리한 건 진짜 별로 안 좋아하는데 제 취향이라는 진짜 바다 향을 싫어하는 않는데 생각했던 이상하로 좀 강해가지고 제 입맛에 좋아서 개인적으로는 연어보다는 차라리 감자가 더 나은 것 같아요. 미술 논외한도 할 정도로 대단히 유명한 작품이 있는 것은 아니라 미술관 관람을 좋아하는 사람이 아니라면 추천하기 힘든 곳이다. 그럼에도 흔히 볼 수 없던 독특한 스타일의 스코틀랜드 미술 작품을 볼 수 있다는 점이 좋았다. 게다가 무료 입장인데 가지 않을 이유가 있을까? 강행군으로 몸이 피곤했지만 다음 일정을 위해 또 부지런히 움직였다. 술에 일절 관심이 없더라도 태어나서 한 번쯤은 스카치 위스키에 대해 들어봤을 것이다. 스카치 위스키는 말 그대로 스코틀랜드 지역에서 생산되는 위스키를 말한다. 체험관에서의 투어는 스카치 위스키의 기원부터 제조 과정, 지역별 차이 등의 기본적인 설명부터 시작한다. 지구상에 존재하는 위스키는 이 방에 다 모여있는 것 같았다. 위스키 체험관에서 가장 멋진 포토존을 꼽으라면 나는 무조건 이 방이다. 통로가 비좁아서 함께 투어 진행 중인 일행들만 어떻게 잘 피한다면 멋진 사진을 건질 수 있지 않을까? 이곳에서 6종류의 위스키 중 각자 원하는 것 한 종류를 시험해 볼 수 있다. 나는 투어 종료 후 4종류의 싱글 몰트 시음이 포함된 골든 투어 티켓을 구매했다. 도수가 약한 것부터 차례대로 마셔봤다. 설명을 들은 후에 바로 비교하면서 마셔보니 위스키의 매력을 알 것 같았다.
안녕히 계세요, 여러분.
짧은 시간에 스트레이트로 4잔을 마신 후에 숙소에서 완전히 푹 잠들었다.